Thoughts on the Astral, Part 2. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Hello, welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. I am writing this on the morning of September 14th, 2024. The physical body is a filter, and through its 5 or 6 senses, including telepathy, you can only perceive something in the vicinity of 3% of all what is. Although this statement comes from various sources, some human and some Taygetan, I am not sure how they managed to measure such a thing. Still, in my experience, the astral surely is a lot bigger than that 97% extra that we cannot perceive, or experience directly while we are alive and in a body. Yet, each species is different, being that some are capable of perceiving a lot more than Lyrian humans. An obvious example would be dogs and cats who for thousands of years have been related to being able to perceive astral things, entities, and so on. Yet I am also including here advanced interstellar non-Lyrian human races who also have their own ranges of perception, as dogs and cats among other animals have. But besides the perception ranges which come naturally to each species, each individual member of each one also has his or her perception range, some of which include being able to see, notice, to perceive things, entities, and even objects that are in the astral and out of reach of most people. Each person's capacity and range of perception into the astral, or the person's perception being locked into the frequency range of the so-called material world, depends on the individual's average vibration, which also affects his or her belief systems and conscious awareness understanding. Each person holds a very personal vibration, which defines his or her personality and individuality, and each individual has a unique perception range as well. This is why I have said that each person in itself is an existential density, or better said, there are as many existential densities as sentient individuals with conscious awareness, which means with a soul. So people who can see ghosts, and other things paranormal, have a perception range which is far more extensive and expanded than the average individual. And it will affect those who deny its existence even more than what it does to the ones who accept it is there, being that the people who have the most control over their surroundings are the ones who can perceive and see astral entities and things. The so-called material world, or world of the living which can be perceived by most people, is only the very tip of the iceberg of all that exists. And whatever is occurring, whatever is happening in the world of the living, is at least mostly the result of astral causes, if not entirely the result of what is happening in the world of the spirits. This is because too many people relinquish their true manifestation power, the control of their life, only to things which are visible by their biological body's senses, and this is by design, as the powers that be, those which truly control Earth's society, want the general population to be completely and utterly ignorant to anything astral, this for manipulation and control purposes, of course. And here I must insist that Earth as a planet has only one society, which is fragmented artificially into countless segments, and countless subsegments, once more as an effective means to control the human population. Not only to exploit them in general, but also to focus their realm manifestation capabilities, so that the entire human population manifests the kind of existential realm those controllers want and need for their own purposes and goals, which always are to the detriment of the best interests of the general population. If most people on Earth are kept in distress, always in fear of everything and with no stability of any kind in their lives, in pure survival mode, and living day to day in the middle of every conceivable kind of conflict, they will create nothing but chaos in their lives, which in turn will create a vastly chaotic society. The human population is kept in as low an existential vibration as they can, always fighting over insignificant and even non-existent differences, which create separation and isolation, all this so they manifest a super low vibration existential realm we all call the Matrix on Earth. This conditioning the human population is constantly under brings them all to think that it is a natural state of being to be in constant distress and conflict, and it is naturally associated by them with the mere fact of being alive, therefore it is strongly embedded in their unconscious. This is why most people are victims of their own unconscious, and this is why even when they consciously know better, they are still trapped in their unconscious conditioning and programming, which keeps them repeating the bad habits and destructive thought patterns that they are so aware of and do not want. It is well known that the unconscious mind is way stronger than the conscious one, so reprogramming it to leave behind bad and destructive habits in favor of more positive ones can be a monumental task few can achieve, as a very strong will and a lot of focused motivation are needed. And this is where the astral comes in, because it is the unconscious mind from where everything is being manifested. That's why the law of mirrors, the law of attraction, does not work for most people, as they want something consciously, but their unconscious mind keeps sabotaging their manifestations, as it still insists on holding the pre-programmed mental and value patterns which the individual consciously does not want. The law of mirrors, the law of attraction, is a fact, and it certainly does work. It is functioning all the time and all around us, but it takes focus, motivation, determination, will, and raw mental power to get it to do what we consciously want, but that is another subject. The problem with the astral realms on Earth, particularly with the one which is right below the world of the living, is that it is a direct reflection and the manifestation of the chaos the individuals live. It is the perfect mirror and consequence of the collective unconscious of Earth's society. Where the collective unconscious is the synchronized mass of thoughts and values most people on Earth hold by agreements of all kinds, particularly perception agreements, and that synchronization is done by imposing the same values and ideas onto the population, for example, with mass media, but not only, and it is solidified and distributed along the Earth through a vast telepathic field generated by all humans. This field is there and functioning all the time, because humans unconsciously pass their emotions and their ideas to one another telepathically, and unknowingly, because they are all equipped with telepathy, but their society and its obsession with the physical has conditioned it to be dormant and apparently inaccessible to their conscious minds. I insist that it is only apparently inaccessible. The chaos humans live in the material world reflects and manifests the chaos on the astral realms below in frequency and vibration. The lower astral of Earth or any other place is the direct and uncensored mirror manifestation of the collective unconscious. Live people with sentient souls who dwell in the world of the living are manifesting their astral that in turn ends up guiding and interfering with their lives. They create the monsters in the astral as egregores, who can only exist through their creative attention, and as I have said before, fear is a great focusing tool as it blinds the mind away from anything else other than what is being feared. Therefore, that what is being feared is getting all the creative manifestation attention it needs to keep existing as an egregore, so it keeps growing and growing, gaining power, even more so when the collective unconscious reinforces and feeds it from every angle, as the sum of the focused, concentrated manifestation power of an entire population. Fear only manifests more of what is being feared. those lower astral egregore manifestations which are the exact mirror creation of all the unconscious fears of the entire human population, need more of the same conditions that created them to keep existing, therefore they literally feed from the fear that humans emanate. They need to create more of the chaos that manifested them into existence, therefore they will propitiate from the astral side of things, more of the fears, more of the problems and schisms in the world of the living, that they need to exist, and this is the exact definition of astral parasites, because that is exactly what they are. As there are astral entities who are parasites of the entire human population, and by definition are demons, there are also lesser parasites and to all levels of them, including some of which are personalized, and are of the direct creation of each one of the individuals in the world of the living. Each person will manifest its own astral parasites, which will feed off its individual fears, which are tailored to each person, because he or she literally created them in the first place. Those manifest themselves as bad habits and destructive thought patterns, among other similar symptoms, especially those the individual itself consciously does not want. Science on Earth dismisses these as simple psychological problems, which are the result of trauma and neurotic, and even psychotic events and episodes, all of which end up labeling the individual as a nutter. Yet, even if this may be true, many of those unwanted thought patterns, if not all of them, do end up as very physical manifestations and destructive personal egregores in the astral, which are seen as literal creatures, astral parasitic animals, by those who can see into the vibration perception range of the astral. The only way to stop them is to cut off their food, to stop what created them, changing the individual's habits and thought patterns and their resulting vibrations. As it works for individuals, so does it work for entire global societies. And this is where star seeds with other vibrations and other thought patterns which were developed in faraway positive civilizations come into play, changing the perception range and its vibrations, literally importing another much more positive existential realm into Earth. This subject will continue as I see it of the most vital importance, but the most important thing to take away from this video is the fact that the astral and all its problems are the direct result and the exact mirror manifestation of all the fears, values, and schisms going on in the world of the living, and as the result of the communal manifestation power of the collective unconscious of human society on Earth. Human society on the side of the material world of the living is also the result of what is going on in the astral, as it attempts to manipulate society values to continue to feed its egregores, and when those get to be destructive and strong enough they can be classified as demons. So this becomes a vicious circle, where the people in the world of the living will create egregores and demons on the side of the astral that in turn will do everything in their power to force the human population to continue feeding and reinforcing their existence. As those egregore creatures exist in extremely low existential realms, characterized by having a very low vibration, their source of energy is not coming directly from source, it is coming from the manifestation power of humans with a soul. This is why those creatures and narcissistic demons are said to have no soul, because they do not have one. They are effectively manifested programs in the unconscious mind of the individual and of the collective. They are programs of the matrix. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love and appreciation, your friend, Marie Swaruu.